Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Gino Thanks, the podcast. I have a very special guest, Albert J. What's up? How are you?
How are you? I'm excellent, man. It's good to see you again. It's good to catch up and connect with the guru.
Me? That's you. You. What are you talking about?
Nah, man. Nah, you know what you are, man. How you doing though?
I'm all right. I feel like you've definitely surpassed me. You're doing, what I'm saying? You're doing it all out in Florida. What are you talking about?
It's nah, man. I learned from the best, and you're one of the best. So I'm just trying to do it. So of course.
Thanks.
But yeah, man. What's been up? What's happening? What's going
on? Not much. Well, I know that you're I'm actually really excited to have you as a guest on here because I know that you know your shit. A lot of the guests I have don't listen to the same stuff I do, but
True.
You're a rapper too, so I feel like you definitely know your stuff.
Word.
So I mean, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about this 6ix9ine album that's coming out at midnight tonight.
I'll be listening. That's for damn sure. I don't know if it'll be midnight, but I'll be listening. I think he's a polarizing guy and stuff, but one of the things that you can't look past is talent. I don't think really anybody, most people don't agree with and relate to certain content or whatever, but if you can, turn a song on and get hype and shake that ass, I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine has consistently been doing that, regardless if you agree with him or not. So I think this album is going to be a real test to see how strong cancel culture is.
I mean, they failed canceling him already. He's not going anywhere.
It's hard to cancel people nowadays, man. That shit is for the birds. I think everybody has a sense of redemption. I think what's pissing people off is that he's not changing and he's still not getting canceled, and that's cool to me because that's I mean, whatever. Stick to your shit.
So how do you feel about Tory Lanez being on the album?
That's a little funny to me because I mean, dude, I'm a huge Tory Lanez fan. Objectively, I can't. Have you ever heard of some shit like that? Him, aside from him being on the album, have you ever heard of a famous rapper, much less a male rapper shooting a woman rapper in the foot? Have you ever heard of that? That's bizarre.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so what are you saying? That's
I don't know,
the whole
man.
Story or what?
No. I'm Team Meg all day with that. I mean, when you break it down, first of all, somebody shot somebody, you shouldn't do that. Then you break it down even more. A man shot a woman, you still shouldn't do that. Even way more if you want to break it down. And as I've always been saying, there's not a lot of, if any, scenarios where that's justified. In any case, so Tory Lanez automatically is a fuckboy for that. That's it's not unforgivable, but fuck, man, damn, that's weird. You should be in jail for now, for that and everything. And I hate jail.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's you said what you like about 6ix9ine is that he's not changing, blah blah blah.
Sure.
But neither is Tory Lanez. So
right. And that's fine. Sliding morality is a real thing. You're able to accept certain things and not. I think there's a lot more nuance in the situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine in his business mind than there is with the aggression and lack of self-control that maybe Tory has. And I attribute both of those things on a personal level to myself. And I can see myself doing crazy, dumb shit to make money that doesn't harm anybody. I can't see myself trying to live out to a gangster reputation and then for some reason having even the ability or access to shoot a woman. It's just two different things to me. I'm hyped for Tekashi 6ix9ine, and it seems like he would, being the polarizing figure that he is, incorporate or put Tory Lanez on there. And I have no doubt it's going to be a good song.
And I don't know if you follow 6ix9ine, but he asked the fans if it would be all right to put Tory Lanez, so they voted.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to look at it, dude, like in my opinion, it's really, really, really leaning into the people and ideas that people don't like about those two individuals. They're both individuals who have records, and now it's publicly known that they've kind of been violent in one way or another towards women, and they're on a song together, and it's like it's good. The song objectively is gonna probably slap. It is like because they know what they're doing and everything, but it's more about what you're willing to how much of the music are you willing to separate from the artist at this point. And I'm gonna be real, I ain't stopped listening to R. Kelly. Like
True.
Step in the Name of Love is that shit by that my guy. Like it's too good. Like I'll
So
never go dap him up. But
do you have an artist that you have canceled for them doing something like?
Not necessarily, dude. Kanye West would be my kind of like my poster guy of disappointment in an artist, more or less. I mean, you can look at people like R. Kelly, but we knew this shit. We knew about R. Kelly like back when we was in high school, bro. Like we knew about that shit. Like it wasn't like shocking that he's a nasty motherfucker. Like nasty motherfuckers and crazy motherfuckers lead our country. They lead us. They make great art. They make great music, like all the time and stuff. And I think it's just with Kanye West, it's just the insane shift in what he used to talk about as far as content to now what he represents today. And it's kind of it's in line with his rebellious and kind of weird act and everything. It's kind of sad to see a sick person operating in front of millions and millions of people, having to operate and be a leader and shit. And some people aren't built for that long time. So I don't know. There's not anybody I don't believe in cancel culture. Like I think everything at some point is redeemable. So
True.
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
do you know, I don't
Right.
know, do you follow like the Kardashians?
Dude, the Kardashians are the most powerful business family model like in history almost, dude. Like they're incredible. Like who doesn't?
But I don't know, just because of the fact that they tried to, put some blame on Kylie Jenner for the whole situation too.
Oh, with the
Do you think that was do you think that was real, or do you think that was just to get some publicity for the up with the Kardashians? Because I don't know if you saw on. Wait, what were you gonna say?
No, it probably is publicity, but go ahead.
On Instagram, the day after that happened, Kylie had posted a picture of her foot, but it was like she was at the beach, but it was just her foot.
Right,
so
right.
Everyone was saying that was like a signal or something, a sign.
That whole family is a family full of geniuses, and they have mastered the art of drawing attention to themselves, whether it be through television or social media or fashion. Like there's not like I can't put anything past them planning that and using that as a marketing tool. Last year, who was it? It was that young woman who cheated on, who aided in one of the Kardashian sisters getting cheated on. I forgot he was a basketball player.
Tristan.
Like, yeah. So Tristan Thompson. So like every year there's something with the Kardashians. There's some controversy and everything, and I think they are okay with that. Or in some ways, put that out. And I think that too is the segue into the Kanye West shit. That too kind of has bled into his marketing scheme and stuff and everything too, because now you can almost plan that every time Kanye is saying something crazy or doing something stupid, that an album is about to come out. And it's almost been true. Like
that's what they were saying about his rally, but I still haven't seen an album come out.
I haven't either. Yeah. So
I guess he was really serious about running, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm not voting for him, but like whatever. Kanye, you do what you do, bro. Like it is what it is. But no, the Kardashians I don't put anything past them. They're insane. And they're awesome for it.
I don't know, but earlier I got it mixed up because I thought it was gonna be even more drama. But did you know who is in 6ix9ine's new video though, right?
No, who is? I
Apparently,
didn't know.
Black China is gonna be in the. Oh, I don't know. She's at least gonna be in the video. I don't know if she's gonna be in the song, but you know she started rapping too, right?
Yeah, like, look, man.
I
All
think her
power
song's
to
all
her,
right.
man.
Yeah, I think her
Yeah,
song's all right.
yeah, like all power to her, dude. I love Black China. Black China's from Black China's from Maryland, right?
DC.
Yeah, DC. Well,
Yeah,
yeah. So
basically.
yeah, like rep DC, baby. Do your thing. I don't care. Like I don't care. Like I care as long as it's repping me. I mean, I mean, do your thing. Live your life, Black China. I love you to death. And like I said, anything that touches 6ix9ine, people are gonna know about it. And there's a lot of reason why these artists, even Tory Lanez, they understand that it's a business model to create shock and awe. So like, I mean, yeah,
But
I have no doubt the track is gonna slap it either. It's probably gonna be a dope track.
at the same time, do you think it's become like normal to? Because you're talking about like business practices. Do you think it's like a normal thing now to get like paid views? Is that what
Yeah,
everyone is doing?
I think everyone is doing that because we're still trying to figure out the manipulate the system as far as what an actual stream is. I don't know if you listen to Joe Budden podcast or a couple of these other hip hop podcasts, but one of the
I listen to
long
him when it's like a certain subject that I like, but I
where
don't follow it.
he's been a heavy advocate for getting artists paid, and not only just getting artists paid what they deserve through the contemporary means, which is mostly how people consume music is through streams. Radio, like they're not listening to radio anymore. People oftentimes, most of the time, aren't even buying shit anymore because why? When you can just access it through a third party site.
No, when I really like something, I buy a copy of it.
Yeah, sure, but you're one of the few, and you're not
It's
the mass.
it's coming back now that people are into vinyl and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because now
yeah,
people are buying.
because it's vintage shit. Like it's vintage, but it's still like the vinyl for somebody who's purchasing like a Kendrick Lamar album or whatever is going to be nowhere near how much they're consuming of the media if they're just streaming his shit and everything. In my opinion, like there's going to be 10,000 people just streaming and not buying anything to that one or two people who are buying the vinyl and all that shit and everything. You're right though. Like people, I mean, I guess people want the vintage stuff, but to digress, Joe Budden has always been asking what's a stream and shit. Like, what is an actual fucking stream? What is that worth to an artist? What is that worth to a company? And for a long time, people have been getting snubbed out of that stuff. So I think it's a lot of ways for artists in a self-preservation type of way to be able to maintain and make some money in order to, pay for a certain type of promotions to manipulate streams and all that stuff. I've done it before on previous albums, and the one I put out last year, we were talking about before we started recording Grow. I didn't do that at all, and that's kind of I'm proud of that because we almost got 1 million streams off of without streaming farms and stuff, and I think I don't blame anybody for doing that. I mean, Tekashi wants to chart every single time at the top, every single time. He made that very, very clear and everything.
And that's what I'm saying. He's one of the first people that I saw start to sell cassettes. Is that like vintage enough now? Like, or is that just
yeah?
Are they making new cassette players? Like, I haven't.
I don't know, but like I think it's like it's
coming soon.
Right. I think what we're really starting to see as a broad sense is the tenacity of artists as far as salesmen, man. Like, I think it's cool if you're one of the only artists and you're selling merch and you're like, yo, I got these cassette tapes with my album on it and everything. Like, that just in itself is an attractive thing because nobody else is doing it and stuff. So I think it's a symptom of people just being very, very innovative and tenacious with how they're making their money and stuff.
But see,
And then
I say that to say, like, because I think it's really weird how all of a sudden Cardi B starts selling cassettes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she just copied the business plan when she came out with her song.
Is there an original business plan?
No, I mean I'm just saying I've never seen anyone do it the way 6ix9ine did it, and she copied the same exact style. Like,
right. Those, I mean, like those are mega star artists, so I think they could, you know, I don't know, they could do most things, and they're gonna have a pretty heavy following of people doing that and stuff. I mean, like, I don't think that tapes and cassette tapes are going to be the main form of how people consume media, but I think it will be a cool and almost vintage and like, you know, trendy thing to get at certain times, to have a cassette tape of one of your favorite albums from one of your favorite artists and stuff, because people don't have those.
What's the last physical CD that you bought?
Man. Oh man. It had to be back in 2015 that I bought a CD. I don't know, man. Actually, no, I do know exactly what it was. I think you'll be proud of me about this too. It was East 1999 by the by Bone Thugs. I bought that in 2015 as a like a, what's it called? Like just a remembering CD and stuff.
Like a throwback.
Like a nostalgic.
Yeah.
Dude. And they're still so damn dope, bro. Like, Bone Thugs are some of the greatest of all time. Like, they're so good. But yeah, that's the last literal physical CD I bought. I haven't bought a. I bought a Soulja vinyl record a few years ago, and I got Forest Hills Drive, I think last year on vinyl from J. Cole, which is dope. I've been getting vinyls more than I have CDs.
Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that. But I still have a CD player in my car, so I still, you know.
You're the rare ones, man. I've been getting a lot of cars lately, and they don't make them anymore. They don't make CD players for freaking cars anymore. That's insane to me. It's nuts. Like, I wish that music was still sold through those cassettes and CDs and stuff, and we didn't have to deal with streaming, man. I would be, you know, a several times over 6-figure guy just by selling CDs and everything. Like,
I feel like it's all tied into the streaming though, because
it is
the real collectors. They're gonna want one on vinyl, one on CD, one on cassette, and one digital, and that counts. All 4 of those count.
I agree, and that's something I had to learn last year. You're actually very correct. It's important to have physical copies, because if you do go to these shows and you do go, I've been fortunate enough to be able to go out of state and everything, and it's awesome. It's almost imperative for you to be able to have those physical copies of your music and stuff. I tried the flash drives for a while. That actually got a little bit expensive, because I was like spending, you know, $6 for every damn flash drive, and I was trying to sell them for 10, and they weren't selling that great, because who the fuck wants a damn flash drive? Like, that ain't cool. But no, you're right though. Like, having that physical, like, more people will buy if it's available, the physical stuff and everything.
But I'm just saying, no, that's part of like scamming the numbers.
Right. You think that's but
I feel like I want to be like, oh yeah, they really are doing it for the art and the nostalgia and like as a throwback. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're just trying to make it so that they can do their whole 6 credit cards thing.
Right. No. I think, dude, what was it? Travis Scott. It was in 2018. This is an example tying into what you're saying. Like, Nicki Minaj and Travis Scott had kind of a tiff, if you remember, because after World came out at #1, but Nicki Minaj was upset that he was giving album sales that were a part of a package deal for concert tickets. So he would package in a deal basically that was like $100. You get like a shirt, a concert ticket, and like an album sale. And he was selling a bunch of these motherfuckers as a package instead of just raw album sales. And people had a problem with that, because it was It was manipulating the billboards. It was manipulating the charts.
You know what? You know why they were really mad, right?
Why?
Because Kylie Jenner posted, "Hey, you're also gonna get to meet Stormy if you buy a ticket." So all her fans, they don't even care about Travis Scott. They just wanted to see the baby, and that's what got her. That's what got Astroworld the #1.
Do you think it's because that's what got Astroworld #1? Because Astroworld was a well done album. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear the whole thing. No.
To me, that was the most well produced album of that year. Like, it wasn't even like a close second. Because like,
is Highest in the Room on that album, or is that different?
No, it's not. That came out after.
Oh, okay.
That album had the feature with Frank Ocean on there. It had Sicko Mode on there. It had,
all I remember from that was Sicko Mode, really.
It had Stop Trying to Be God. It had it had some hits on there, man. Like, he had crazy production. Say again?
Those were like singles that he put out?
Yeah. Bro, like he had Mike Dean as a producer on there. He had John Mayer producing on there. He had Tame Impala producing on there. Like, just an array of production, and you could tell through it. But like, nonetheless, I digress from that. Is that Travis Scott's fault that he happens to be affiliated with a person of such high stature? I think that's a symptom of you being affiliated with somebody in that high of a stature, that you get to be elevated and people get to see your actual talent and stuff. Because Travis Scott isn't short on work ethic or talent. Like,
all I'm saying is they could have had a separate ticket sale just to meet Kylie Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to combine that with the album. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
I think she was putting Stormy on the damn big screen. I mean, like, hey, everybody, it's Stormy. I literally think that's what it was. Like,
oh, did she do that? Did you see any?
Yeah. I saw a couple of the live shows and stuff. It wasn't like a selling point. It was like, you're gonna, like, if you come to the show, you'll see Stormy. Like, it's just because I'm on tour with my boyfriend right now. I have my baby with me.
But clearly, there were fans that just wanted to see her and not Travis Scott. Would you say?
I agree. I wouldn't say it was the majority, but I do agree with that. I would agree with that. I just don't think, like, that's not his fault. Like, he's he was with her and they had a child together and stuff. So, like, I think it's just his it's a symptom of being affiliated with a very, very famous person, or two very famous people being having a child together. But like, all in all together, I do think people manipulate streams. I love that they manipulate numbers, because it puts more pressure on the Billboard and the actual people who are running some of this stuff to actually make an actual legitimate way to calculate some of this stuff, or to put the control and stuff back into the hands of the artists. Because at the end of the day, nowadays you're seeing so much more independent people coming up and everything. As far as production, and the cultivation of music, you don't need labels anymore. And as far as even distribution and stuff, there's so many different third-party sites and things that do that. So the idea of the label is diminishing. And if the idea of the label is diminishing because the label and Billboard are tied into each other and they make money and it's a symbiosis, then all that stuff's going to start being irrelevant anyways, which is what I was saying in the beginning. Because like, you can't measure something that's immeasurable. Like,
I feel like there's also like a new element now though, where they're talking about like playlisting, because that's a big deal too, right? Do you have to be on a label, or do you have to you have to pay extra to get on a playlist, basically, right?
Sure. Yeah. Those are that. The playlist method is again like a method of farming streams. Because if you go on popular playlists and stuff, you're guaranteed to get a certain amount of streams because a certain amount of people listen to it. They have an algorithm and stuff. And I don't think that's. I think people have been doing that since streaming became a thing, though. Even back on SoundCloud, you could submit tracks to get placement on playlists, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I think it's a good thing. You should submit your music to, places that can put your music on a higher platform if need be, or on a higher viewing stage, and then you know, let the people decide from there.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's just obvious that they're blackballing 6ix9ine, and you know he only gets on the Billboard chart for like 1-2 weeks, and then he's done. But if they allowed him on the radio, I feel like he would get a lot more.
Yeah, they're scared right now. The radio people and the powers that be. It's you know, they're acting like they're affiliated more or less with the Nine Trey Bloods. So it's like they're trying to blackball by more or less affiliation and stuff. Truthfully, I don't understand it. I think over time that will diminish, and you'll start to hear him on radio anymore, more and more. But I think his crowd is not really listening to radio anyways. I mean, since he's been out since May, right?
Yeah.
So the kid has over 1 billion views on YouTube. Like, I don't think he needs any kind of, like, you know.
Exactly. All his singles should have went number one.
Right. Like, I don't think he needs any radio. If you have 1 billion stream or 1 billion plays on YouTube for anything, and then in 4 months, bro, like, you don't need radio. That's Joe Rogan numbers.
But see, let's listen to this. Did you hear about the record that WAP broke?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like the second day or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And half of that was because of negative attention.
Oh no, I feel like the first day it was like, oh, that's not enough. We didn't beat 6ix9ine's record. I think they beat the record for like female collaboration, but they didn't beat 6ix9ine's 24-hour record. And I feel like she was like, oh, now we really got to do the 6 credit cards and the stream farms.
Right? Yeah, like Tekashi's a genius with his marketing plan, dude. Like he really touched a lot of. He really tapped the market and tapped it real good. And he has a very good fan core base who doesn't care so much about the negative aspects of his, you know, theatrics, and more so just that he makes good music and he entertains them on Instagram. Like, that's not like, that's evolving, in my opinion. I don't think WAP being compared to that is the same thing. When WAP came out, it came out with a music video. You know, like, it came out with a music video, and I think that divided its streams and its reach and everything, because usually something drops on one platform and not on Spotify and iTunes and all these things at the exact same time. Tekashi 6ix9ine is notorious for doing that, where he'll put the YouTube video out, and then a few days later he'll put out the stream things when it actually starts to account for, or what like, so it's all a method. Like, I don't know, like, I think there's the same amount of shock value when you incorporate somebody who got out of jail for, you know, racketeering really early, and somebody basically making a song about some wet ass pussy. So, like, it's the same kind of, like, whoa. I think, but even still, as you know, and as you can see, like, wet ass pussy's longevity is keeping up, while Tekashi's kind of like fading off the charts very, 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 very quickly. He makes very good McDonald's music, dog. McDonald's is delicious, my guy, but it doesn't take a lot to make it, and you forget about it real quick.
No, I just feel like 6ix9ine more than Cardi. I mean, I'm even just based off of Gooba and WAP. You know, those are their comeback singles.
Yeah.
I feel like 6ix9ine definitely delivered more than Cardi.
That's questionable.
I feel like Cardi was all a gimmick. You're right. She wanted to be controversial. Oh, let me talk about wet ass pussy. Everyone's gonna want to hear that. Everyone's gonna want to hear Megan Thee Stallion. 6ix9ine didn't need a feature on his comeback song.
Right.
She needed Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like.
And Megan had all that shit going on with Tori at the same time too, like, in the midst of all this stuff. So, like,
they knew the drama with Kylie Jenner. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think, look, and this is a testament to the beast that Tekashi 6ix9ine has become, where you have all these factors working against him and you still can't overtake some kind of thing. And not to mention, You know, we're still all in a pandemic and all that shit and everything, and everything's still crazy outside and stuff. So like people are consuming music differently, and it should have worked in their favor. It didn't. Like, and that's just a testament to the popularity and dopeness of Takashi. Again, I don't condone him like snitching and all that shit and everything. Like I don't like I. It definitely is a primitive lifestyle and all that shit. And if you're gonna get involved in a certain lifestyle, then you have to be involved in a certain lifestyle and not go run to the teacher or parents whenever it starts working unfavorably for you. Um, you can't. I don't believe in that morally and everything. But as a business model and what he's been able to do with something like that diminishes his character to some extent, it's been awesome and brilliant to watch. And I think this album is going to really solidify that for him in a few hours actually, and think that there was always a big question: is he going to be able to make music when he comes out? Are people going to support him? And like now we're going to find out. I mean, like if a billion YouTube views in 4 months wasn't enough, we're going to see how his album does. So I'm hyped about it.
But that's what I'll say. Like you said, he was falling off.
Mm-hmm.
Is he really, or is that because Cardi B manipulated the streams?
No, Cardi B, like,
I don't know. You would think. Sorry, continue.
No, I don't think there's a competition between the two. There might be. I mean, I think they tweeted each other maybe on some.
There was like a beef there, right? Because 6ix9ine also mentioned Cardi B was Blood Gang under oath or something.
Right.
But she says that shit in her song, so I don't know why she would be that mad.
Right. Because he's snitching. He's just telling people's business and stuff. Like, even though it is public record and on a song, he's just like, Cardi's probably like, why are you trying to use that to further me or further yourself and diminish me? Like, that's what it's the context of what it was used. Either way, he's just a troll, man. Like, and people take that shit real personally, and I would too if it affected me and my health and stuff. But when it comes to these streams and stuff, I think they're at the top fighting for the rest, the top coin, while the rest of us are kind of just looking up at it. Like I think their conflict is catered more to our viewing and entertainment more than it is to their give a shit about it, because they're both very, very rich and popular. I don't think one's success takes food out of the other one's mouth, in this context at least.
I don't know. If I were him, I'd be mad at Cardi. Like, why are you stealing my whole thing? Like,
it was a great idea. Like, I mean, if you have a good idea, you damn sure know somebody's going to take your idea. Like,
and that makes me wonder how come they didn't do the same thing with Nicki Minaj's new single. I
don't understand either. I think Nicki Minaj is a star that's burning out. She's still a star, but it's it's starting to teeter towards the end for her and everything. She has more different interests right now. I feel like
her last single with 6ix9ine went #1, and then this all of a sudden gets like 4 million views in 4 days.
Right.
I don't think you could diminish that fast from one single to another.
I mean, again, but like you were associated with 6ix9ine on that. How many of those people?
I see.
Yeah, how many of those people saw that and went #1 with Nicki because they were Tekashi 6ix9ine fans?
That's why I thought it was funny that everyone's like, "Oh, well, you needed Nicki Minaj." Like, he didn't need Nicki Minaj.
No, Nicki Minaj needed him.
Exactly.
And I mean, if we didn't know that before, they came out with a song like a year and a half ago together, and it was wildly popular. What was that shit called?
Fifi.
Yeah, Fifi got that drip, got that wag.
He saved her then too. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you didn't need proof for it now, like look back 2 years ago, and he did the exact same thing, and it was like he obviously did not need her on the track. She gained from that track. That's just really what it was. There's nobody in the barbs that are looking and being like, "Oh, I'm a 6ix9ine fan now." You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people who are 6ix9ine fans who looked at her in the video and was like, "Oh man, I want to be fans of her now." So That's just my opinion. I think he's wildly more popular than she is right now.
So you don't like that song though, the Ty Dolla $ign song?
I love the song.
Oh.
I think it's dope. Like, don't get me
Right.
wrong, these shits are all dope, man. Like, they're all good songs. I just there's so many like little games that people play in this industry that I've, you know, on a small scale been able to, you know, see for myself. You know, rap, unfortunately, rapping now fading into art or bleeding into R&B is more so than any other genre aside from maybe stand-up comedy of entertainment that's as competitive as it is. You know, you never, when you hear people on rap songs and it's somebody featuring this person and they're two rappers, it's never, you're never just listening to the song and like, yo, this is a cool song. You're like, oh shit, who on this verse, or who went harder on this verse and everything for the song and stuff. And you don't really hear that with any other real genre of music or entertainment or whatever. You're not looking at a movie and saying, oh, this guy outacted that guy in this shit and everything. It's more of a, oh shit, it's just a cool, you know, piece of art. And I think people, a lot of that, like I would say 50% of the drama that happens within hip hop and R&B is a result of exactly that, the competitive nature of it and stuff. But I think there are certain artists who transcend that, who are people who are making, you know, in those 8 figures worth of money and stuff. Like, you know, like we all heard Pusha T and Drake a couple years ago, right? Like we heard that shit. Drake's ego is hurt. Like he don't give a shit about that shit though. Like he has $100 million. You think you could say something on the track to me that would make me like look away from the fact that I have literally $100 million and I'm the most popular person on earth? Like it's like there's like, so when you see these beefs and these things escalated and everything, it's people adapting with the times and stuff now. They're not, a lot of them aren't real. A lot of them are escalated, and a lot of them are, you know, taken out of context and all that stuff. But a lot of it's for our consumption more than it is for their benefit. It's just to stay relevant and to have something, I guess, to talk about when we do these blog sites and everything. But at the end of the day, I know that they don't give a shit because they're probably sleeping on money right now in their jet, like going somewhere to like drink $150 margarita. Like it.
That's what I'm saying. So if you were offered like $3 million to start beef with another rapper, would you take it? Like
that was you
have to, right?
Great segue right there. I saw that was dope. No, yeah, I'd take it. And this 15 years ago I wouldn't have taken it with the knowledge I have now. It's a different game, man. Like you can start like beef nowadays is, you know, 95% through the Twitter fingers and the phone and stuff nowadays. It's not, it doesn't boil over in anything that can tangibly like really affect your health or well-being. But yeah, man, like
I mean, no, sometimes like those because you know, Lil Durk mentioned him on that song.
Yeah,
I don't know if he mentioned his name, but it was obvious. Yeah. But right. At the same time, it's like people's careers have ended because of like diss tracks.
Oh, for sure. People's career, man, who's career? And that's, but see, I don't know. Has people's careers ended because of diss tracks, or is it because they got dissed and then they just stopped making music?
Or it's possible they got dissed and then they got blackballed by the industry. Some background shit happened.
Maybe. The last time I could see something like I don't know, I would definitely beef with somebody for $3 million. And you know, if I happen to get blackballed and everything, and I lost that battle, I still have $3 million. You know, like $3 million is a lot of capital to be able to fight against cancel or culture or whatever. Like people lose battles a lot. I think, you know, Nas lost that shit objectively with Jay-Z, or Jay-Z might have lost it with Nas. Both of them are still wildly successful now. one of the more recent rap battles that I remember as far as people actually rapping at each other was that Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem one, which objectively, content wise, all right. So rapping ability,
Eminem had
obviously,
that one. Eminem had that one.
Eminem won it on rapping ability. Machine Gun Kelly, the shit he was saying was way more well thought out and stabbed a lot more than Eminem's shit. Eminem on his content.
I don't know about well more thought out. What are you talking about? Eminem has some hidden shit going on.
So Eminem, because I know you're an Eminem fan. So Eminem more or less, you can, like, if you listen to it now, I want you to tell me and please point out to me where Eminem said anything other than you're a small fry. You don't matter to me. I make more money than you, and I'm a better rapper than you.
Eminem said something like something. Now he's Swayze, right?
Yeah.
You know what he's talking about? The movie Ghost, right?
Yeah.
He dropped that song on, like, I don't know if it was Patrick Swayze's like death anniversary or like
Eminem is, Eminem is dope like that. Like, I love that he does stuff like that. That's like cool and everything. But like, and you're right. Like, Eminem is a genius in that right, and his rapping ability, I don't think is comparable. I do think that MGK exposed a few skeletons that, if you were willing to listen to it objectively, that were a lot more stabbing towards Eminem's reputation and personal life than anything that Eminem was saying about MGK. He's basically called out that Eminem was very, very sensitive to the fact that his daughter's attractive, and that he got banned from radio and all that stuff because he said that from Eminem and everything. He basically said that Eminem is more or less socially out of touch because he can't go outside and everything because security costs $40,000 an hour for him to actually be able to walk around the mall and stuff. So he doesn't know what it is to be outside. He's been out of his own house. He's saying basically like, he was just saying like dumb shit like, your beard looks weird, bro. Like, what are you doing? And his beard does look weird. What's up, bro? No. What's up? Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, but like, it was just, I'm sorry about, it was just way more, like, to me, it was just more gutting. Like it,
I don't know. I think that song was definitely all right by MGK.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't want to like him. I'll admit that song was all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard a couple of his freestyles that have also been all right, but I feel like his label put him up to that. I feel like he didn't even really want to do that. They were like, nah, if you go against Eminem, you're gonna blow up.
I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you at all, man. Like, I think that is I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't put it past it that their labels do. We've known about this since the Tupac Biggie era. Like, labels create beef and shit with people and everything. It sells. It does.
But
sell,
that's what I'm saying. Knowing that it leads to that, you think it can still lead to that today? Like, why would you take that $3 billion if that's the road it's gonna go down?
Like, as far as like what, like a Tupac and Biggie situation?
Yeah, you never know. Like,
you do. Yeah, I don't think you do either. I mean, I don't hear of a lot of rapper on rapper beef, like, objectively. I hear about people being affiliated with the streets, and then catching the haphazard of that happening. I don't like the last, and even still, I don't think Tupac and Biggie killed each other. It was somebody in the streets, that did that. So like, I think you have to be more careful with your affiliation throughout the streets. I don't think anybody's got killed over a diss track based off of them dissing another rapper. I think you stand a much higher chance of getting killed if you go in the army or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Making way less money than you do getting killed dissing a guy for $3 million. Like the you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
You're right. That's totally different from like snitching in court.
Right. Like,
so
it's
you really think, I mean, like, do you think there is a good chance that 6ix9ine is gonna like end up getting like caught up, like walking around you? Because you see he's like been walking around everywhere.
I think those are planned out times, dude. I think when he is walking around, it's when there's not a lot of people out. And if there is a lot of people out, I think he has a lot of security around him. I read an article that came out yesterday, as a matter of fact, with him. That was in the New York Times. It was his first newspaper article, his first newspaper interview that he's done or whatever since he's been out, right? And like one thing that struck me about it is that he's just not a stupid guy. I don't think he's gonna go down to Bushwick or to the Bronx or the Queens or to any of those places and put himself in that position. I think he's going to remain somewhat anonymous as far as his presence and everything. And if he is out, I think he's gonna have some people with him, like objectively. I just don't think he put himself in a stupid situation like that. That's it.
No, yeah, of course. I'm saying, like, if I feel like if it was so easily to get Pop Smoke, like, I feel like
right.
You would think that in 2020 it would be way easy, and then even just a few years ago, hearing that someone was able to tie up Kim Kardashian, and like that shit like that is crazy.
There are definitely I would be lying if I said that there aren't people who want to. There are definitely people who want to get him. And
you think he has more money than Kim Kardashian?
Who? No.
So his security can't afford Kim Kardashian's type of security. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Kim Kardashian got caught slipping, and I also think Kim Kardashian. I think her situation that happened in France, right?
Yeah.
I think that was an inside setup to some extent and everything. I don't think you can just catch Kim Kardashian lacking with millions of dollars worth of jewelry in her possession and everything. I think somebody had to have set that up, and that's not to say that somebody couldn't do that to 6ix9ine, but I don't think random acts of violence or theft or just checking them is gonna. He might not put himself in those positions, but you're absolutely right. I know for a fact. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know for a fact what?
I know for a fact there are people who want to get him who don't like what he did.
No, I was just gonna ask. Did you see the Punani video?
No, I didn't. Here, I'm gonna look this shit up right now on the phone.
You can look it up, just skim it. But like in my reaction video, I talk about it too, where he has obviously he has a whole new crew of people behind him, which is obviously like his security team. But I feel like he hired like multiple security teams so that they could also look at each other. Because in the video, you can see like the people in the background, they're also looking at each other.
Right.
As much as they're like looking out for 6ix9ine. I feel like he told, like, say he hired 2 security teams. He told both of them like, oh, these other people are my friends. So you know what I'm saying? The other people,
yeah. Okay,
but like, who can you really trust that? But that's why I do like, I don't know. I think his relationship with Jade is really cute. She's like, she's always with him. Right.
No, dude. Like, I think he's a young dude, man. I think he's just a young dude who got a lot of fame and stuff very, very fast and stuff. And he's, he has his method of doing stuff, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off. But like, what he does personally doesn't affect me. So I'm able to enjoy the fact that the bottom line is the kid makes dope freaking music. Like, he makes dope music. He brings attention through his antics to his music. But he makes dope music. So
if you had the opportunity to work with him, you would?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I can't believe. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'll work with him.
So
like, I probably make fun of him on the track that he would say that you snitching and shit and everything, but I would like on a playful way or whatever. But yeah, I would work with him. We would probably make a fire ass track, and I would definitely get hated by a lot of people, but they would also go look at my whole other discography and know that I really do that shit. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to get into too. Is like some of your music. So I know that Grow came out last year, and the numbers are still growing for that.
Yeah, dude. Grow is pretty much my up to date, my best project. I feel like it's the most cumulative. It's a long project. It's 72 minutes and 17 songs, which is much different than, I guess, the regular consumption nowadays.
That's how songs used to be. That's how albums used to be.
That's how they exactly like. And I feel like you can get the most out of those types of albums as far as like creativity and telling a story. But be that as it may, I dropped that a August of last year. We're close to 1 million views and streams on all platforms. It's been a blessing to be able to do this stuff. And as I was saying before and everything, like I learned this stuff, and I learned parts of the game, and just starting to come along in this game from you. So I appreciate that. But yeah, man, this like
I think I taught you like what not to do.
Man, nah, hell no. Nah, dude, like you could always rap, man. Like I remember we used to work at Applebee's back in 2010 up in Bowie and shit, and like we that was one of our routines is after work we just go smoke and rap and shit and everything for a long time. And you look back, and I look back now and realize that those and a couple of other periods of time where you could just be surrounded by people who really fucking do it. Those are a lot of where you get a lot of that training in, that 10,000 hours of training. And you were definitely one of the first people to start out on that. So like, yeah, like I'm still waiting on your shit. You can find me anywhere, Albert J Music, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff.
You heard my remix with 6ix9ine, right?
Come on, man. No, I didn't. Are you gonna link me to it? Because you don't link me to none of your stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link to it. I don't know. It's up on my Instagram. I just feel like everyone. I don't know. You're not really on Instagram like that. You have one, but I feel like you're not on there like that.
I look and like I don't post a lot on there. So
okay.
But no, I'll definitely check it out. Like as far as I'm going, man, like music is it's a very, very it's a therapeutic thing for me, and that's kind of how it started for me. I met you about like 10 and a half years ago, and we I was coming fresh off of a very personal low point in my life, and music, and being able to be around people like your family and everybody, that helped like a lot in being able to process and put together the stuff and everything, and seeing how you made beats and how you had like learning rhyme structure and cadence and all that stuff, and the essence of being original. Me, you, and KJ used to remember KJ.
Yeah.
We used to work like learning all that stuff, like being on a mic and all that stuff. Like those were a lot of the foundations that are helping me be able to pay bills with my fucking music right now, which is amazing. So like, yeah, man, I got another project called Remember Part 2 coming out on November. That's going to be available on all platforms. And then me and my homie Psych Montano, check him out. I think he's the 4th best rapper alive, and the kid is dope. Me and him have a joint project coming out in January. So we're keeping it moving, bro.
Yeah, definitely link me to all those too, so I can put it in the description. So people.
For sure, 100%. I will. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm waiting on your next joint, like Detox, like the Dr. Dre Detox album, bro. Like it's been on the way and in the working for a long time, and I want to hear what you got.
See, so I'm saying once I can monetize my YouTube, that's when I'm gonna like start posting my original beats, my videos. You see, I got a new setup now. Like I'm really trying to do all this.
No, for sure. And what's it called? Are you? Oh, damn, what the heck was it? What is it? Like where can I find? Are you on like any of the other streaming sites? Like I know you're on Spotify with this and everything. Are you on? You're on iTunes. You're on.
The thing is, you mean as far as my music or my podcast?
Both of them.
See, that's the thing. Like my podcast right now, season 2 is only up on Spotify, Anchor, and Pocket Casts. I'm still waiting for it to go through to be able to put on Apple Podcasts. Okay. But right now, you can find season 1 on Apple Podcasts. But season 2, I definitely am trying to like I'm trying to build up the show so it's also on YouTube and on and on the streaming like Spotify and all that. Right. But I think YouTube is gonna be my main focus, trying to like move forward.
YouTube is God, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
YouTube is insane, but yeah, man. Like real quick and everything. I gotta go meet with somebody at like 6:00. We're getting closer to that and everything. I wanted to know what some of your thoughts are with some of this, some of our like social issues and stuff happening and everything right now. Also, RIP. Oh shit,
Shit.
that was amazing. I still see. I still got you.
Yeah, no, it came back. That's weird. I thought my computer was about to shut down.
That's amazing.
Anyway,
RIP to Chadwick Boseman and King T'Challa. That one hurt a lot, but like
yeah, rest in peace. I did not. I mean, I don't really. I haven't seen the movie. I'm not like a big superhero fan.
Sure.
But what is it? What were you saying?
I'm gonna be real with you too. I didn't even finish the Black Panther movie. It doesn't mean that you can't recognize or appreciate what somebody has done for the culture. And I don't think more. I think more people were, upset about the man who died as Chadwick Boseman as more than they were about who he played as a Black Panther. He seemed like a really stand-up guy who did a lot for the community and for cancer patients, which he ultimately died for and stuff. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him. He's a definite inspiration and a huge loss for everybody right now. But what are some of your thoughts? I mean, on some of the social climate, I've been very active.
I mean, first of all, Black Lives Matter.
Thank you.
But
straight up, I mean, that doesn't have to, as if it had to be said, but like
exactly.
Right.
And I just feel like there are people within the movement though that are using it for their advantage and not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? I think like the main BLM is like, I don't know, the main group of people is like it's run by a white guy, right? Like
I think people have a problem differentiating the Black Lives Matter like as a movement more than they do as like a political thing, and because everybody wants to politicize everything instead of just making it a lives thing. So like I agree with you 100% on. I think a lot of people are misusing it and using it as an opportunity to boost themselves or just to get outside. Like I can't tell you how many protests I've been to, and I've had to, tell white ladies to stop fucking twerking during a protest for my fucking people to stop dying by the hands of the police. This is not a party. This is a protest. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Type shit. I think a lot of people have misused that. I do think that the overwhelming response to everything is pretty poignant and hardcore, and it's going to exact certain kinds of change. Though I think it now makes people responsible to all the attention that it's garnered and everything. And obviously, I mean,
with that being said, I think it looks very progressive to have a Black female vice president, but I don't know. Is she really?
She's a cop.
Exactly. So I don't understand.
I
don't know about you, but I'm not voting. Like I'm really not voting this year.
I'm voting. I'm utilizing my right, and I'm going to vote independent. I don't believe in the notion. I did that last term of voting for people who are the lesser of two evils. But I've actually looked into the independent candidate, and she's dope.
Jo Jorgensen?
Yep.
I've heard about her too.
Yeah.
Is she running as independent or libertarian?
I think she's a libertarian, actually. So, but I think she's more aligned with what I'm asking for than anybody else. I think you have to audit people's pasts, and none of the pasts of any of the candidates or our vice presidents, are good pasts as far as doing what's necessary for, everyone in the U.S., not just a certain part of people and everything. And I think, go ahead.
Do you follow like the debates and the conventions and stuff?
I got the highlights and clips like ESPN for that shit because of YouTube.
How come they don't have one for the independent parties?
Because there's not enough money behind it, and it's a form of voter suppression when you try to just highlight certain aspects of what the political circle is and not all of it. It's fucking a local TV station fighting against Cartoon Network and MTV. You're fighting for a time slot that you can only get locally when the other ones get national syndication.
But that's what I'm saying. Until they fix the two-party system, I don't see a point. And until they fix, popular vote doesn't mean you win. Until they
Right.
fix that, I don't see a point.
Yeah, and you're not wrong for that whatsoever. I do. I don't. I would rather. I would rather my vote and my influence have a very small, minuscule, point to it than to not utilize it and it be no point at all. I'm of the ilk that if I'm gonna complain about a certain part of it, I have to do my due diligence, even if it is some kind of mundane ritual to try and change it. I think change isn't necessarily gone through voting, for who our president is. I think change is mostly implemented through local voting and understanding what's happening on a local scale. I think not enough people are going to town hall meetings. They have these town hall meetings most of the times, once a month, if not more frequent than that.
You do that like in Florida too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn, I didn't know all that.
Yeah, they have many. Just in Tampa where I'm at, they've had a few since that I've been attending for the past few months. Go talk to people. A lot of people just ain't talking to people anymore. You don't understand how many cops I've just walked up on, just been like, yo, like, how you doing? What's going on and everything? My name is blah, 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 blah. What's your name and everything? I just want to talk to you and familiarize you with me and me with you and everything and see how you're going with some of this stuff and everything. Because, like, I don't like law enforcement. I also don't understand them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wouldn't even I wouldn't come up to a random cop.
No, I would.
And be
I do all the time now because they don't expect that.
Sure.
And you don't understand how many people initially look at me as threats. I've had people put their hands on their guns when I've walked up to them and talked to them and stuff and everything. But it's easily diffused and stuff, and they feel stupid afterwards and everything because like they understand that they're perpetuating a certain type of fear based off of somebody and everything in a non-threatening situation and all that stuff. And you can see almost like the oh shit moment happen with, like, I've gone up and talked to at least 100 cops since the beginning of May. Just walked up to them and just had a conversation with them and talked to them, familiarized myself with them, asked them how they feel about everything that's going on, and plant that seed in people's head. This is how you exact change and everything. Where me being a black male and a relatively fit, what they would consider as a threatening black male, walk up to them exhibiting nothing but love. It kind of shakes up people who have that bad ideas world, because now their foundation is shook that somebody who they looked at as an enemy would walk up in a position of less power and mingle with them like they're a normal person and stuff. You bring out the humanity in people.
I feel like there are definitely, definitely there are some cops out there that do their job properly, but those are the ones that end up getting fired by the ones that aren't. That's the real problem. So like, I don't know. I feel like you might be doing something by changing that cop's mind, but he's probably not going to be a cop next year because you changed his mind.
I agree. I think, but see, then this is the thing, and this is why I go up to the cops and I do this and everything. It's not citizens versus cops or black people versus cops. It's more so black people and citizens versus the institutions that employ the cops and the institutions that protect them. And that's why people are saying abolish police. Like, I think that's one of the worst word brandings.
They're saying defund police, not abolish. Yeah,
right.
That's
abolish. They've been okay. Yeah, you're right. Excuse me. They've been saying defund the police, and I agree with that. I think, but I don't agree with it on what they're like the semantics of what they're saying. I agree with the idea of reallocating funds to better training to deal with specific situations instead of having one kind of cop for all situations, and then also putting more money back into the community. You see a lot of rich white communities and everything, and you don't have policing in there, and people wonder why that is, and it's because they have access to resources within those things. And when people have access to resources, you then diminish crime, and after you diminish crime, you don't need as many armed and ready for fighting types of, you know, law enforcement people and stuff. So that's what it means to, I think, to defund. We've been defunding hospitals and schools and shit forever, and they're not gone. They're still here and everything. And I think people really got stuck up on the semantics of what defund actually means instead of just restructuring.
Yeah, that's crazy because my other friend on Facebook had said something like I think her daughter's school, like the kindergarten or first graders, they're not eligible for Chromebooks. And it's
Well,
like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, how do they not have that? But they have all the money to send like the National Guard in or like the federal agents to all these different states. And it's never an issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, if this pandemic has taught you anything, is that we have the power as a nation to end our nation's poverty. We literally have the power to do that and everything. We literally have the power, the means, and all this stuff to be able to help infrastructure, Chromebooks for these children who can't go to school because of coronavirus or whatever, or just to be at school in general. You know, when you look at how much has been given out in unemployment and how much has been given out with the stimulus checks, and which is going to be coming out.
I'm still waiting for that to come back.
Word, like, but there's going to be another one. Yeah, like run it back. Fuck it, like run it back. But you look at all this money that's been dumped in because of what's happened, and it would have costed way less to just prevent it. And this is what happens when 75% of, you know, our taxes are allocated towards military and defense, and not towards research, and not towards you know, the infrastructure of our country to help certain underdeveloped areas get out of an area of underdevelopment and actually get the correct infrastructure, schools, access, transportation. You know, when you can give out trillions of dollars to people within a 4-month period, and you can't fix the water crisis in Michigan, still, that wouldn't cost more than $60 million. You see where the priorities are of our country, and I think that's what's been a huge glaring hole. We could have been taking care of a lot of this stuff and everything, and I think that's, you know, you couple that in with people not being able to work, people being told what to do, cops killing, you know, people, black people, and all this stuff. You know, the pedophiles being exposed and everything. People are dying from coronavirus. You got a perfect recipe for, you know, civil unrest and for very fast and uncomfortable change to happen. I think we're in the midst of that right now, and I think it's good. 2020 doesn't suck to me, man. Like 2020 is, you know, a year where I decided to start eating healthy, more or less, in a broad sense. It's like, it sucks, and there's a lot of changes and all that stuff going on, but, you know, you're going to start seeing the benefits of those changes and everything after you get through the bullshit. And I've always compared it to that.
I feel like I'm the opposite. Like, I definitely am way unhealthier now. I've gained like 20 pounds.
Oh no, I was using that as a metaphor. You know, you look good. Shut the fuck up. I'm saying like 2020 is like a diet. Like, no change is comfortable. No change of lifestyle is ever comfortable. It's not something that people want to do. It hurts. And you know, we like, look how we don't even know what September 3rd last year looks like. It seems like it's been 10 years ago and everything, exactly. because of how much everything has changed so fast and so rapidly, and how much we've had to process so fast and so rapidly. Yeah, man, like, I think we're going to come out on the other side, and it's either going to be, we're either going to be failed as a nation and everything, or we're going to be we're a really, really great nation and all that.
Yeah, stuff. I feel like if we're going so far down, the only way to go is up, right? That's what I'm hoping.
I'm hoping, I'm hopeful for that. I know that we look real stupid and vulnerable to the rest of the world right now. As a bottom line fact. And I know that, you know, our president currently is, you know, very, very well renowned, and from what I understand and have researched on, a pretty decent businessman, which is not, you know, anything to say. You're able to hold certain businesses and stuff, but he's not a good president. And because even when there are polarizing and presidents who are not necessarily, in alignment with people, they still have a unifying factor to them. I didn't like Bush in 2001 when 9/11 happened, but the country was never more unified under him as the speaker and president and leader of all that stuff. Even if it's fake, even if 9/11 is weird.
We were unified because of 9/11, not because of him.
Right. But like he didn't not like you could compare coronavirus to a catastrophe like 9/11. It could have very easily, because of 9/11, divided everyone. Or it could have been a divisible type of event. And we saw what that happened with Trump in this thing. We could have been all connected and all been working towards a better and greater good and stuff.
I see what you're saying. You're right.
And there's no unification. It's more so these people versus this people. And our president, if he's with these people, he's going to denounce those people. Whereas the other presidents are going to be like, those people and those people, look, I don't agree with you all the way, but we're going to help you. I don't agree with you all the way, but you're my people. Let's come together. Let's feel unified. Like, there's none of that with Trump. And he doesn't know how to do that. And I think that's the difference. The biggest thing. We could let go of grabbing by the pussy. We can let go of, blacks, what do you have left to lose? We can let go of a lot of that stuff if there was unification and unifying factors that our president exhibits. Because at the end of the day, those lines are kind of funny. I'm not going to lie to you. It's comedy at the end of the day. And he's a good salesman with that. But I need somebody to unify us and to be unified as a nation and everything. And, a lot of these civil things that we're going through are easily corrected if we had a leader who didn't perpetuate this side versus that side.
True. All right. Well, I know you said you had somewhere to go. I don't want to leave without having people know where they can follow you. This is like a whole nother episode. We can talk for another whole hour.
Literally. I will go on and remember, hit me up anytime. I will be happy to do one of these with you at any point in time. Y'all can find me anywhere on Facebook and Instagram, Albert J Music. You can find me anywhere on any streaming platform. My artist name is Albert J. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, everything, YouTube. Just check me out, check my music out there, and hit me up, talk to me, ask me questions, whatever. I love interacting with people who connect with the art and stuff. And again, thank you to the guy Gino Bino. I'm still waiting on that shit, and you got a new fan in the podcast and everything, man. I appreciate you having me on, and I'll be on here anytime you need.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna definitely have you back on. And
man.
So yeah, we're signing out, but I'm definitely just to recap, definitely excited about that 6ix9ine album. You said you are gonna listen to it tonight?
I'll probably, if I'm up, I'll listen to it. I've had a long early morning, so if I'm up, then I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I got you. All right, I just wanted to remind you, but
yeah, I got you.
And we'll see you next time. All right.
Peace, guys.
See you.